Hey everyone, I'm Storm Shield meteorologist Jason Myers. We could see a little bit of severe weather later today, especially during the evening. In the overnight hours, the SPC issued a couple of areas of slight risk, and I think that's really all we're going to be seeing. A couple of areas in the yellow today, mostly across Texas, across the middle parts of Texas up through Oklahoma and into Kansas. The northeastern corner of Colorado, spanning all the way over to Wisconsin, another little highlighted area. If you remember yesterday, this slight risk extended down through Iowa, Nebraska, and Kansas, but they have eliminated that, just limiting that to really a general risk now. What are the big threats? I think hail is going to be the big threat, especially this bullseye right here in parts of Texas and Oklahoma. Abilene, Wichita Falls, Oklahoma City, you could be looking at some large hail later this evening and tonight. Same story spanning from northeast Colorado all the way into parts of Wisconsin. Could be looking at some large hail. Wind also going to be a threat, but not as big a risk. This only really goes from northeast Colorado into, it looks like, parts of South Dakota, extreme southern South Dakota. Abilene, Wichita Falls, again, in that bullseye for some strong winds. Exceptionally large hail is just in Texas right here, spanning from really South Texas all the way to almost central Oklahoma, and that's going to be the biggest threats, and another smaller little bullseye. But I think the area I'm going to be watching later today is definitely down around Texas and Oklahoma. That's what we're going to be seeing, and that more than likely will be arriving later this afternoon and evening, and especially tonight. Tonight more so will be farther to the north. So what's going on right now? Why are we going to see this? Well, we have a little bit of a boundary right here. Temperatures are fairly warm, in the 70s. This is pretty early in the morning. It's about 9:20 Eastern time right now. So in Texas, that's just a little bit earlier in the morning. And then temperatures in the 50s, where we're looking at another potential severe weather threat. But what's going to cause a lot of this to happen? Look at how much moisture. We just switched over to dew points. Notice all these shades of green. These are dew points in the 60s right now. And right behind it, dew points drop off pretty drastically. That's a dry line right there. That's where we're going to see the storms really firing up. At least that's what's going on at the surface. In order to see what's going on in the upper levels of the atmosphere, take a look at not necessarily this right here, but what we will look at is the airflow. At the 300 millibar level, that's about where the jet stream is. Notice the jet stream really digging far to the south, all the way down into Southern California, parts of Arizona, and watch as this shifts to the east as we head through the day today. Notice that still digging pretty far south and then rising back up. This is where we're going to see that low pressure center forming. And as we head through, here we are, looks like late tonight, starting to see a lot of that firing up at the surface. This trough is what we call it, continues to move eastward as we head into the day. Tomorrow evening, again, another shot at some severe weather. And then we could even see a little bit of severe weather as these kinks are still trying to work themselves out on Friday as well. This is, looks like this is Friday late morning into the late afternoon, and we could be looking at more severe weather shifting a little farther to the east. But after that, everything kind of works itself out, and we start to see that jet stream working in more of a straight west to east flow, more of a zonal flow, and it looks like things will improve from there on out. So just to recap, these are our highlighted spots for some severe weather in the northern plains as well as the upper Midwest, looking at potential for some severe weather, mostly just a hail and wind event, and then a little farther to the south. Again, a hail and wind event mostly. Tornadoes, not likely. The bullseyes for tornadoes are much smaller. Right there in northeast Colorado and western Nebraska, seeing that just a 5% risk for tornado activity. Same thing spanning just north of Abilene all the way up into, looks like west central Oklahoma right there. But again, biggest threat's going to be hail and wind. Look out today. Make sure you have the Storm Shield app on you, and that way it'll alert you to any warnings or watches that come available in your area for your location only. Remember, it's not going to warn you if there's a warning one county over, but where you are, that's when it will warn you, and it looks like things could get a little hairy later tonight and into the overnight hours. That's when we're going to see this happening. It looks like this is kind of a late bloomer today, not necessarily in the afternoon, but in the evening and during the overnight hours. So again, thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe this video. I'll see you next time.